Good morning and welcome to the 56th commencement at Eckerd College. Today we are honored to have graduating senior Sarah Elizabeth Moss begin our ceremony by singing the national anthem. Sarah is a communications major from Gainesville, Georgia. Please stand for the national anthem and remain standing for the invocation. Sarah?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Sarah. Our invocation is offered by Reverend Doug McMahon, Eckerd College's Director of the Center for Spiritual Life and College Chaplain. Doug?
Congratulations, class of 2019. Will you join with me in prayer? O God, most, if not all of us, from time to time say, "Oh my God." Some stood in this very spot 4 years ago and said, "Oh my God, how beautiful, I want to go to Eckerd College." 22 years ago, many parents and grandparents held newborn babies and said, "Oh my God, how beautiful." In a few moments, after a few more people talk, graduates will hear their names called out loud and make their way across this stage, and we will all say together, "Oh my God, what a beautiful day." Oh bountiful God, that is all we need to say this morning. What a beautiful day. It is our prayer of thanksgiving, praise, and wonder. Thank you. Amen.
Please be seated. To capture today's Kodak or selfie moment, depending on which generation you claim, a professional photographer will take a photo of each graduate as the degree is confirmed. So please allow everyone in the audience to enjoy the ceremony by remaining in your seats until the completion of the recessional at the end of the ceremony. Members of the class of 2019, this commencement ceremony, like everything else at Eckerd College, is arranged to be an educational event in your undergraduate experience. Today, the college will again display its values by what it honors and whom it honors. Commencement is not about simply receiving a diploma, though it is surely about that. Commencement is also about telling the story anew about the institution from which the diploma has been earned and the class it graduates. Let us begin by thanking the Eckerd College Board of Trustees for all they have done to build this extraordinary college in the liberal arts tradition and for their unstinting, unswerving rapport. We also welcome the other distinguished members of the Platform Party for their participation in today's ceremony. Our commencement speaker, Dr. Jack Davis, the chairman of our Board of Trustees, Mr. John Finneran, and my colleagues, Dean of Faculty, Susan Harrison, and Dean of Students, Jim Anarelli. Now let me ask the distinguished and dedicated men and women of the Eckerd College faculty, the embodiment of this institution, to stand as we thank you for the labor and devotion that has made this day possible. Let us also take a moment to thank the staff of the college, the facilities and housekeeping staff, and all other staff here today who've supported you students in your work and play at Eckerd College. All the staff, please wave. This day would not be possible without the support, emotional, spiritual, and financial of the families of those who graduate today. Grandparents, mothers, fathers, sisters and brothers, husbands and wives and children. Will the family members of our students please stand so we may recognize and applaud your love and support. Eckerd College class of 2019. You students who graduate today have not only excelled academically, but have also volunteered in schools from St. Petersburg to Uganda, from the temples of Angkor Wat in Cambodia, and you've climbed Coca-Cola Canyon in Peru and carried out service projects all over Tampa Bay and all over the world. You've carried out hundreds of rescues at sea through Eckerd and responded compassionately to hundreds of medical emergencies each year through ESERT. You have won Fulbright fellowships and Holland scholarships and so much more. You will soon begin careers in a world in great need of your talent and knowledge and energy. You leave here to conduct research, to address social, political, scientific, and environmental challenges, to attend law school and medical school and graduate school. You will become engineers and teachers, businessmen and women, oceanographers, counselors, artists, and scientists. And you will take your leadership positions in your job and your communities. At the end of this ceremony, you will march off to show the world that Eckerd College changes lives, and Eckerd College graduates change the world. Class of 2019, please stand so we can recognize your achievement and your promise. Thank you. Now please welcome to the podium the chairman of the Eckerd College Board of Trustees, Mr. John Finneran.
President Eastman, Dean Harrison, Dean Anarelli, Professor Davis, distinguished faculty, family, guests, and graduates of the class of 2019. As chairman of the Eckerd College Board of Trustees, I bring you greetings and congratulations on behalf of the board, and what a great pleasure it is. Yesterday afternoon, on the recommendation of your faculty, the Board of Trustees granted the awarding of 422 bachelor's degrees. No other action required of the Board of Trustees brings us as much pleasure as the granting of degrees each May. The members of the board joining you here today are honored to have the privilege of being among the first to congratulate you as you cross the stage later this morning. We will see each of you soon at the top of the stairs. Congratulations, class of 2019.
Elected and honored by the residential class of 2019 to bring greetings to you this morning is Carlin Althea Haas. She comes from Solon, Iowa, and is graduating with a double major in biology and Spanish with a major in chemistry. Please join me in a warm welcome for Carlin.
Family, friends, faculty, distinguished guests, and graduates of the class of 2019, welcome. It is with great excitement and anticipation that we've imagined this day since stepping onto campus during autumn term. How fitting that we gather here in the ridiculous humidity and heat at a place that means so much to us. Today is our day to celebrate how we have grown to know one another and ourselves. And it is here on Kappa Field, a place emblematic of rest and relaxation, that we honor the hard work and shared commitment that has delivered us to the finish line. Although I am unsure if I am supposed to call it a finish line, as Dean Harrison once put it, quote, "There is a reason that they call it commencement and not the end of all that is good," end quote. If we have learned anything at Eckerd College, it is that a spiral is a line. So maybe the beginning and the end are not so different. In both, we find ourselves in a moment of reflection, with a conscious choice of what we will leave behind and what we will carry with us. For most of us, that decision, in the past, has rested on what we can physically cram into a 5-foot wide, 6-foot deep, and 8-foot tall hideaway storage container, but I assure you, we will be leaving that stressor in the past. All joking aside, I encourage you all, amidst the chaos of change, to take a moment for yourself. Celebrate you. Celebrate the community that you are a part of, the community that is with us here today. We are very little without those who have made us better, smarter, kinder, more driven, and more self-assured. So thank you, Eckerd. Thank you, family, friends, faculty. You have given the class of 2019 the tools to change the world. Today we celebrate what we carry with us away from Eckerd and into a world that needs the passion and ingenuity that I see in the eyes of my peers sitting in front of me. I am beyond excited to see where each one of you will go. And I hope you always embody a sense of gratitude for the home and community that we have shared for the past 4 years. It is now my distinct honor to welcome you all to the commencement of Commencement, the beginning of so many new beginnings. Let's graduate.
Our commencement speaker, Jack Davis, is a professor of history and the Rothman Family Chair in the Humanities at the University of Florida. Dr. Davis won the 2017 Kirkus Prize for nonfiction and the Pulitzer Prize for History in 2018 for his book, The Gulf, The Making of an American Sea, an extraordinary investigation of the cultural and environmental history of the Gulf of Mexico. He has a special connection to that body of water, having grown up in Pinellas County. In fact, his first teaching position was in 1994 at Eckerd College. Dr. Davis received his bachelor's degree from the University of South Florida and went on to earn a master's degree in history at the University of South Florida Tampa campus. He earned his PhD in American history from Brandeis, and after that left Eckerd to continue his teaching career at the University of Alabama, Birmingham, and the University of Florida. Along the way, he authored award-winning books including Race Against Time, Culture and Separation in Natchez since 1930, and An Everglades Providence, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas and the American Environmental Century. Most recently, he received an Andrew Carnegie Fellowship to support the writing of his next book. Dr. Davis writes to share, he says, his hope and knowledge about the future and the environment. He wants your generation to be the one that figures out how to protect the planet. The challenge, he has written, is keeping the environment first and foremost. In particular, our policymakers need to know that environmental protection isn't just about the birds and the fish. It's also about our quality of life. Not everything that contributes to the quality of life has to be artificial. It is a privilege and an honor to have Jack Davis address the graduating class of 2019 at Eckerd College's commencement. Dr. Davis.
Good morning, President Eastman, Board of Trustees, Eckerd faculty, many of whom were my former colleagues, graduating class of 2019, and your parents and family. It's indeed an honor to be here this morning, particularly with this body of water behind me. But it's always exciting to be at graduation. My last year teaching here at Eckerd College was the year that many of you were born, 1997, 21 years ago. And for you, those 2 decades and a year, or maybe 2 years, represent a lifetime. So far, that is. I don't want to deny you more time on earth. You have a lot of business to tend to from this point on. When I say you have a lot of business to tend to, I mean your generation does. Some sources would identify the younger among you as members of Generation Z, but the U.S. Census Bureau runs the millennial birth years up to 2000, so let's go with that. And I apologize if you identify as Gen Z. I'm thinking about you as well. Over the 25 years that I've been teaching, I've enjoyed all the generations I've encountered, but I'll be especially disappointed when the millennials are no longer a majority of the classroom. It's true that the wider generation gap between mine and yours sometimes presents as challenges. The gap is probably most noticeable when my lectures draw analogies using older television shows or movies that you're not familiar with, and I know some of the faculty are probably identifying with what I'm saying right now. Take, for example, these famous words, famous lines from an Academy Award-winning blockbuster of 1967. Quote, "I want to say one word to you, just one word. Are you listening? Plastics." Those lines are, of course, from The Graduate, starring a young Dustin Hoffman. They are spoken by a somewhat besotted Mr. McGuire to Hoffman's character, Benjamin Braddock, at Benjamin's graduation party. And Benjamin is facing that big question many of you are facing now, what to do with the rest of your life after college, or more accurately, after flamingos tonight. After you close it down in the morning, I suppose. But with this one word of advice, Mr. McGuiring is reassuring, he's confident, and to finish this point, he holds up a forefinger like a pontiff and adds, there is a great future in plastics. Think about it. Will you think about it? Well, hold on to Mr. McGuire's one word of advice for a moment. We'll be coming back to his future. As I suggested earlier, I will miss millennials in the classroom, largely because as I've come to know your generation, I've sensed something different and exciting about you guys in your sensibilities, in your worldview, and in your striving. Not all members of my generation have been so complimentary of the millennials. A 2008 book tagged millennials as the dumbest generation. Time magazine said the millennials were stunted, having prolonged a life stage between teenager and adult. I see some parents nodding their heads. I think that's actually unfair. The oldest millennials at the time that the magazine was writing were still in their 20s. I personally continued to languish in my frontal lobotomy stage until I was 30 years old. If somebody had told me when I was your age that I'd write books one day, seriously, I would have laughed. If someone had said, you'll win a Pulitzer Prize, I would have asked, what's a Pulitzer Prize? And does it come with a car? After high school, where I was a chronic skipper of classes, I went from being an auto mechanic to a naval enlistee, to a bartender, to a men's suit salesman, to a failed yuppie, to finally a graduate student, to a professor, to a book writer, and to this podium. And I share this personal timeline here to make the point that whether you follow a straight A to B course after graduation or ramble a bit, you'll get there. You'll leave here today with a never-dying momentum in your freshly inked diploma and those most important relationships you've developed with classmates and faculty here at Eckerd College. We are also, of course, fortunate to live in an age that allows, indeed enables, us to reinvent ourselves, to recalibrate directions on life's roadmap as we mature or grow restless for change. Quite frankly, I'm not worried about your generation. That Time magazine article was published in a May issue, just in time for graduation, just in time for a little stab. And on the cover, the magazine called millennials out as the me generation, largely in reference to your addiction to social media. Well, give me a break. For one, what generation has not been a little narcissistic? Mine, baby boomers, brought attention to itself with long hair, bare feet, loud music, loud protests, paisley shirts, and by tuning out. The millennials are not tuned out. I'd argue even when you're on your smartphone 24/7. And please don't tell my teenage daughter I just said that. You are not tuned out, you are connected. You're connected to each other, but you're also connected to the world as no generation before. Critics say you live in a virtual confinement, but I maintain that you are more global and aware than previous generations. In my opinion, social media technology is a positive countermeasure to standardized testing, which your generation suffered. Standardized testing preparation discourages thinking on your own, opening your mind, being creative, endeavoring to be different, envisioning new possibilities, and seeing and discerning connections. Connections are the hard wiring of the millennial generation and the Gen Zs. I'm not talking about social and professional connections, which are surely important. I'm talking about how the mind works and what it sees and encounters and stitches together into a whole. Connections between seemingly unrelated ideas and concepts. Connections that explain causes and effects. Connections across time and geography. Connections that flesh out your understanding of the world and bring you closer to wisdom and truth in a spiritual center, whether of a religious or secular nature. T.S. Eliot, in his famous 1941 poem about the sea, Dry Sauvages, urged, consider the future and the past with an equal mind. Few of you probably know this poem, but you follow its advice. You have connected to the past. You've connected the past to the present, and most important, to the future. You have looked at the past of previous generations and to what we are offering to bequeath you, and to some of it you have said in your customarily polite manner, no thanks, we'd rather not have more of the same. We are plotting our own future. Benjamin Braddock, Dustin Hoffman's character, more or less says the same to his parents, but he's unable to envision what an alternative future might be. He can only say that he wants his future to be, quote, different. You are more clear-eyed. You have said in words and action, for example, that you favor a more inclusive society. We got the ball rolling. The baby boomers got the ball rolling in our youth, but ultimately allowed it to lose momentum, not least of which has been in regard to the treatment and equal access and opportunity of women. Inclusiveness for your generation. Inclusiveness for your generation is not unlike a liberal arts education. It translates into a wealth of perspectives and wealth of ideas and inventive and creative genius, all adding up to a commonality in shared values. You are the Anthony Bourdain of generations. And some of you are thinking, what the hell is he, what? Really? What's he talking about? Yes, you are the Anthony Bourdain of generations. Think about it. You have figured out, just like he did, you have figured out that if there are palliative gains from embracing the food ways of other cultures, which Americans have done historically with gusto, there must certainly be fruits to be had from opening up to other ways cultures express themselves. You accept, very much so, this inclusiveness, rather than impulsively reject it. You accept cultural diversity. My generation is passing on to your generation unprecedented material and intellectual wealth. We are also leaving you to deal with what awaited Benjamin Braddock back in 1967. That great future in plastics that Mr. McGuire predicted materialized. The use of petrol-based polymers, that is to say plastics, came of age with the baby boomers and transformed the landscape of manufactured products, brought onto the market the so-called single-use products. We drive in, dress in, walk in, pack in, kayak in, carry our groceries in, drink from, spritz from, sit on, type on, text on, and chat on plastics. What was Benjamin's future is your today. The future that Mr. McGuire envisioned in plastics, however, is different from the future you see, especially when you look out across the ocean. Plastics are symbolic of the ecological legacy you face. Increasing numbers of you are saying what Benjamin Braddock said, that you want something better. But where he lacked vision, you have it. You've made a connection that previous generations never quite made between the quality of human life and the ecological health of the earth. Contrary to what Time magazine might speculate, there is a web that is more important to you than that accessed on your smartphone, laptop, and tablet. And that is, of course, the web of life. I'm not despairing your future, just the opposite. You have been given the wherewithal to rise to the occasion when needed. To challenges and goals, you know how to apply sensible logic, pragmatism, and street smarts. We have seen the wherewithal I'm talking about in other millennials, in Sarah Blazovic and Varshina Prakash, who launched the youth-led Sunrise Movement, which is committed to reversing climate change. We have seen it in Boyan Slat, who has created a device to rid the oceans of Mr. McGuire's plastics, our plastics. As a generation, you are wise before your time. Wisdom is not something that can be taught, not even by the outstanding Eckerd faculty. Wisdom is organic. You have to discover it in yourself. You have to go out and discover it in your daily experiences, in your inquisitive nature, in your soul. Discover it in a reflective mind and an acute sense that you should always tune in to the world around you and beyond you, the human and the natural world. Singular, they are not separate. Observe it, listen to it, smell it, taste it, touch it, whether you're hiking into the Grand Canyon or walking on an urban sidewalk. Immerse yourself in curiosity and stay connected. Create a sense of place for yourself and within yourself. Continue, in other words, what you've been doing intuitively in your youth. You are a vision for the future, and congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. You are speaking our language. It is customary at commencement services in American colleges and universities to recognize distinguished individuals with honorary degrees. Eckerd College takes pleasure in so recognizing an extraordinary individual on this occasion. I read your first paragraph.
Mr. President, it is my honor to present to you Dr. Jack Davis to receive the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa.
Dr. Davis, please join us. For your inspired teaching in the field of environmental history and sustainability studies at many institutions, including Eckerd College and the University of Florida, for your impressive academic training at South Florida and at Brandeis University, for your work, the Gulf, the making of an American sea, an environmental history of our beloved fragile Gulf of Mexico, which won a Pulitzer Prize for history, for translating your love and respect for the Florida landscape, wildlife, and biodiversity into your other works, which have won gold medals from the Florida Book Awards, for your current project, editing a new edition of Wild Heart of Florida, a collection of personal essays and poems about natural Florida, for being chosen as one of only 32 2019 Andrew Carnegie Fellows, for living your life as a dedicated writer, teacher, environmental activist, and visionary, inspiring Eckerd students and graduates who, like you, seek to live as stewards of the natural environment. Eckerd College is proud to confer to you, Jack Davis, Professor of History and Rothman Chair in the Humanities, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa. It is also customary at the Eckerd College commencement to honor those residential seniors who've been selected by the faculty to receive special awards. I now invite Vice President and Dean of Students, Dr. Jim Anarelli, to the podium to call 4 of those seniors to this platform to receive their awards and your applause. Dean Anarelli.
The Philip J. Lee Honor Award is awarded to the senior student whose scholarly accomplishments have demonstrated both exceptional achievement and superior promise. This year's recipient is from Renton, Washington, and will graduate with a major in international relations and Global Affairs. The 2019 Philip J. Lee Honor Award recipient is Aiden A. Brown. The James H. Robinson Award is presented to a senior student who has contributed significantly to the minority experience and to a fuller appreciation of cross-cultural values on campus. This year's recipient is from St. Petersburg, Florida, and is graduating with a major in international business. The 2019 James A. Robinson Award recipient is Scarlett Ferrer Martin. The Ronald Wilson Memorial Award is presented to a senior student who has made a significant contribution to the college community through academics, student government, and other campus organizations. This year's recipient is from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and graduates with a major in political science. The 2019 Ronald Wilson Memorial Award recipient is August R. Dichter. The Miller Award is presented to the senior student whose life activities exemplify the ideal of unselfish and public-spirited service to the community, off campus as well as on campus. This year's recipient comes from Stuart, Florida, and is graduating with a double major in environmental studies and Spanish. The 2019 Miller Award recipient is Marissa M. Bradley.
Eckerd College recognizes the importance of teaching each year at these ceremonies. And now I ask Dean Harrison to the podium to present these awards. Dean Harrison.
Thank you, President Eastman. The Robert A. Staub Distinguished Teacher Award emphasizes the primary importance of teaching in the college, recognizes teaching excellence in an individual faculty member, and encourages the pursuit of teaching excellence by the faculty as a whole. The Robert A. Staub Distinguished Teacher Award is presented this year to Eduardo Fernandez. Eduardo, please join me on campus, on the stage. For sustained excellence in teaching courses across 2 disciplines, physics and mathematics, and at every level, from introductory pre-calculus and introductory physics to the upper level advanced courses for juniors and seniors majoring in these fields. For continuing to develop new courses in both majors, challenging yourself as well as your students, and for devoting the time necessary to prepare thoroughly for every class you teach, whether it be introductory physics for the 17th time or statistical mechanics for the first time. For maintaining high expectations in your classes, getting your students to work harder than they thought they would, and thereby learn more than they thought they could. For the countless office hours spent patiently explaining over and over again how to work through the steps of a problem, all in service of reminding your students that with sufficient work, they can succeed. For your unfailing generosity with students and colleagues alike, as you constantly offer words of encouragement, whether to a student struggling with simple algebra or a colleague trying out a new approach to teaching a complicated concept. And for your sustained commitment to continuous improvement for yourself and your colleagues in the art and craft of teaching, Eckerd College presents the Robert A. Staub Distinguished Teacher Award to Eduardo Fernandez, Professor of Physics. Mr. President, the John Satterfield Outstanding Mentor Award is named in honor of a beloved member of the founding faculty. This award honors the special and vital role of the mentor in a student's life at Eckerd. The selection of the recipient is based on the impact on students the mentor has had in the areas of academic programming, career planning, and personal growth. The John Satterfield Outstanding Mentor Award is presented this year to Professor Shannon Gowans. Shannon, please join us on stage. For your thoughtful, honest, straightforward, and personalized guidance of the 30 to 50 students for whom you serve as an official mentor each year in the fields of marine science and biology. For advising all Eckerd students interested in careers with marine mammals, including those who wish to become dolphin trainers, manatee conservation biologists, and whale watchers, a group of students extending far beyond your officially assigned mentees. For the lifelong mentoring relationship you cultivate with your students beyond their 4 years at Eckerd and well into their careers, serving on graduate thesis committees for Eckerd alumni, and working as a colleague in the field of marine science with many of your former students. For shepherding the Eckerd College Dolphin Project since becoming a faculty member here in 2004, conducting research with many students every summer in a project documenting and extending our understanding of dolphin populations in Tampa Bay and the Gulf of Mexico. Research that has resulted in scores of senior theses, conference presentations, and co-authored papers. And in the words of one of your students, for believing in your students' abilities to shine in a competitive field and cultivating in them that same confidence, Eckerd College presents the John Satterfield Outstanding Mentor Award to Shannon Gowans, Professor of Marine Science. Mr. President, it is my honor to present to you the candidates who have fulfilled all the requirements as determined by the faculty for the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Will the candidates please rise?
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the State of Florida, I hereby confer upon you the Bachelor of Arts degree with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto.
Welcome to the company of educated men and women. Please be seated. Mr. President, it is my honor to present to you the candidates who have fulfilled the requirements as determined by the faculty for the degree of Bachelor of Science. Will the candidates please rise?
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the State of Florida, I hereby confer upon you the Bachelor of Science degree with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Welcome to the company of educated men and women. Please be seated. Mr. President, it is my honor to present to you the candidate who has fulfilled all the requirements as determined by the faculty for the college's new degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts. Will that candidate please rise?
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the State of Florida, I hereby confer upon you the Bachelor of Arts, of Fine Arts, with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Welcome to the company of educated men and women. Please be seated. As the marshals guide you, will the graduates please come forward to accept your degrees? Just help them get up the stairs. You're the one who says, up you go, up you go. Is there something specific you had time there last year? Just when I took it, yeah.
Do you want them, you need it there, or you want to select them?
I need to make sure I said what was on there. Hold on. Shannon Marie Adams. Ryan Charles Allen with honors. Johanna Ida Christina Anderson with honors. Army Elusia Antilla. Wyatt Austin Asbury with honors. Sarah Catherine Banks. Savannah Claire Bastion with high honors. Emma Parma Batten with honors. Marco M. Baori. Danielle K. Burke. Aiden Patrick Blake. Caetano Bolivar Asensi. Marissa Maria Bradley with honors. Zachary Andrew Brockett. Aiden Alexander Brown with high honors. Naomi Jean Bogorski with high honors. Jenna Rose Burr with honors. Mitchell Wright Buscemi. Samantha Lynn Butler with honors. Brandon Scott Casey. Mitchell Joseph Calandra. Aristeo Ruben Canales III. Madeline Marie Carlson. Katie Melissa Clark. Grant Eddington Clay. Austin Ha'alalea Coney. Nicholas Allen Conti. Alejandro Covarrubias with honors. Colgate Owings McShane Curtis. August Ray Dichter with high honors. Haley Anna Dixon. Ruby Josephine Dunbar. Joseph John Favetta Jr. Kelly Marie Fitzgerald with honors. Patrick Michael Ford. Connor Eric Forte. Tracy W. Francois. Amanda Maria Frida. Congratulations. Lex Huntley Freeman. Ekaterina Sylvie Galfund with honors. Oralee Jacqueline Gallagher with high honors. Sally Jude Gardner Smith with high honors. Elena Marie Gifford Olson. Justin Tyler Glover. Nikita Valerovich Goldenberg. Brady Logan Goldstein. Mary Shea Harkins with honors. John Auer Hawks. Garrett Earl Hyatt. Cassandra Grace Hobar with honors. Allie Dean Hockman. Elena Mitchell Huntington with honors. Lane Ivy. Chelsea Marie Johnson. Clark William Kelly. Paul Richard Koch. Tyler Grant Kozer. Thomas Bernard Lang with high honors. Joseph John Langoni. Cameron Patrick Lanzilli. Keith Alexander Levitt Jr. with honors. Isabel Sarah Lichter. Hannah Alice Locke with honors. Leila Lopez Ruiz with high honors. Nina Fazio Maruca. Samantha Marie Matthews. Jennifer Lee Mayer with honors. Dylan David McCullough. Tanner O'Reilly McNulty with honors. Rachel Lee Mears. Okay. Ricardo Alberto Mejia Silva with honors. Samuel John Minton. Pio Thomas Mistretta with honors. Patrick Thomas Munger with honors. Megan Grace Neff. Jeremy Ross Nevins Locke. Abigail Colleen O'Farrell. Bailey Vargas O'Shea. Sharon Nana Obena Oteng. Sandra Joan Parsons with honors. Brant Donovan Pepin. Abby Greenway Prelip. Ryan Nagel Presley. Linda Gentry Reeves with high honors. Sophia Grace Richardson. Jacob Todd Romine. Stephanie Lynn Rosen. Wesley Taylor Rush. Bianca Santos Ramirez. Amy Elizabeth Sales. Carl Rasmus Helgren Sayer with honors. Lila Abigail Schaefer. Timothy David Sensenig with honors. Samuel Mickey Shannon. Kyla Lee Smith with high honors. Thomas Joseph Sohn. Lucas Robert Spetsis. Jeffrey Noah St. John. Sierra Dawson Toomey with high honors. Brian Andres Torres. David D. Tranfield. Robert Wayne Tries III. Nicole Taylor Van Genup. Katie Adeline Vox with honors. Diana Lauren Velez. Timothy William Walsh with honors. Hunter Joseph Warnicki. Catherine Ann Waters. Antoinette Wills. Satina Lenice Woods. Samuel Emerson York. John Obaya Chase. William George Chrysanthopoulos. Sabrina Holly Cunningham with high honors. Samantha Jane Frost. Chelsea Luann Hampton. Lee Chong Isabel Horschler. Nicole Lynn Regolizio. Molly Beth Singer. Brittany Alexis Spencer. Patrick Nelson Atkinson. Cassandra Francis Bana. Gabrielle Belange. Anna Maria Billich. Elena Victoria Brosnan. Madison Johanna Campbell. Robert Clement Carter with honors. Janine Adele Size with high honors. Yarden Valentine Denon. Shannon Marilyn K. Edson with high honors. Tyler Carl Eglund. Skylar Shay Fody with honors. Alexis Leanne Frazier. Clayton Douglas Hennon. Chelsea Marie Hindman. Amelia Lee Edlaga. Rose Olivia Keating. Scarlett Christina Ferrer Martin with high honors. Margaret Patricia Kurtz with high honors. Francesca Raquel Laren with high honors. Priva Haya Enriquez Luster. Maya Brannon Makus. David Forrest Miller. Prithvi Veer Khanna. Adam Daniel Ujit. Ariel Mishea Pace. Dustin Robert Peters with honors. Dorothy Faye Potts. Miguel Leonardo Ramos Conde. Madison Noel Rowe with high honors. Courtney Lynn Schultz. Ansley Jordan Still. Eva Riley Vislisel. Chelsea Renee Woody with high honors. Ada Yalson. Javier Alberto Rosario. Marianne Etheridge Aaron. Mackenzie Joe Augusta with high honors. Isabel Ornos de Avila. Althea Zimnon Berg. Hunter Presley Blenko. Joseph Paul Bodo III with high honors. Alexandra Claire Brady with honors. Jules Pierre Casabone. Remy Montana Cook. Rachel Maria Kornitzer. Kristen Coder LeBron. Cassandra Lee DeFalco. Kyla Nicole Dreffer with high honors. Jennifer Elizabeth Epler with high honors. Ariel K. Arillo. Emma Ray Davis Philgate. Valerie Rachel Lynn Fisher with high honors. Nicholas Howard Blass. Linda S. Font with high honors. Camille Sophia Graytrix. Julia Marina Green. Kira Ian Han Ventrell with high honors. Kaylee Sky Hance. Matthew Hoffman Hara. Matthew Tyler Hine with high honors. Ryan Matthew Hemphill. Angelique Mears Herring with high honors. Amelia Jane Fogelman with honors. Sammy Higgins. Trig Davis Hurley with honors. George Marvin Johnson IV. Catherine Elizabeth Cabasco with high honors. Courtney Rose Lesavoy. Lauren Gray Luigi. Morgan Kirby Mallon. Eleanor Claire Marsh with high honors. Celeste Paige Matthews Delp. Sonder Shea Mayer with high honors. Ellen Lumung Muzzoni with honors. Drushan James McLarn. Matthew Brian Miller. Kayla Nunes. Glynis K. Porter. Armin Radunchich. Eduardo Razzini. Brittany Ann Rogers. Nicole Michelle Ryan. Sarah Elizabeth Moss. Bernard Gilpin Sampson IV. Maria Belen Sammy. Emmett Joseph Scales. Lauren Abigail Schnabel. Rachel Eliza Shapiro. Elizabeth Catherine Smith with honors. Brianna Melissa Spieldinner with high honors. Sarah Catherine Stone. Nathan Lewis Swanger. Rebecca Elizabeth Valentine with honors. Clara Rose Vandriska. Avery Catherine Wakefield. Coral Lace Roney Walden with high honors. Adelaide Donaldson Walker with honors. Alec Michael Ward. Michael Hughes Wessner with honors. Joshua Keenan Kyle Williams. Jordan Ashley Wood. Olivia Maxporin Roth. Alexandria Gabrielle Ashman. Brooke Christine Birdsall. Emily Jean Booth with honors. Robert Mark Canizaro Jr. Andrew Cullen Aro Hernandez IV. John Warwick Hitchcock Smith. Catherine Elizabeth Hockner with high honors. Victoria Lee Jadun with distinction. Noah Singh Conwall. Muriel Peachy Lemaire with high honors. Moria Mary Manning. Andrew Byron Moger with high honors. Alan Scott Pedroza with high honors. Joseph John Serpico. Lever Flegel Stewart. Garland James Ward with honors. Riley Keith Smith Watson. Bobby D. Wright. Kai Tomas Anders McLeod. Miasera Andrew Nanlall. Marcus Gillian Atamian. Anastasia Pauline Babicki. Margaret Sophia Bass. Dorian Alexander Benish. Bailey Willow Blair. Rebecca Antoinette Bourget. Caleb Beaucamp. Bonnie Megan Bradley. Josie Lan Brett. Rebecca Jean Bushhouse. James Jamal Cheney. Ruby Elizabeth Collins. Brenna Rachel Costello. Courtney Boyd Coyle. Anna Marina Cousins. Alyssa Emily Day. Aprilia DiMartino. Grace Elizabeth Elmore. Isabel Marie Flores. Thomas Joseph Gillespie. Catherine Ann Gorey. Victoria Lynn Grew. Camille Rose Harkenrider. Kayla Marie Haluka. Jamie Nicole Johar. Caroline Elizabeth Kelly. Brandon Kelly Kissel. Haley Alexandra Knowles. Malika Kumar. Kimberly Rose Kuminski. Zachary Leaf Paul. Anna Elise Lundquist. Maya Elizabeth Loshi. Oriana Xiomara Lopez with honors. Brooke Allison Makowitz. Samantha Marie Malkus. Emily Joanna McDaniel. Andre Giovanni McFarlane. Timothy Lee Monroe. Eva Chantal Orsini. Isabella Rose Paisley. Benjamin Alexander Polino. Bethany Florina Ree. Taylor Lynn Reisinger with honors. Alyssa Rees Salgado. Holly Marie Rutherford with high honors. Catherine Dorothy Shearer. Juliet Jiaofeng Stevenson with honors. Jeremiah Robin Lawson Sturmer. Tristan Elizabeth Wakeman. Daphne Rose Warner. Maya Catherine Woolert with honors. Marie Colleen Yencha. Tiffany K. Emerson. Zamara Angulo Lago with honors. Jessica Pigford. Caleb Jefferson Beaucamp. Stephanie Nicole Bogda. Faith Marie Bolak with honors. Tessa Rain Bolin with honors. Eva Marie Sarg Bunliji with high honors. Amy Catherine Bastiles with high honors. Austin Alexander Boucher. Anjali Denise Boyd. Kyle Anthony Bradshaw. Delphine Carroll with honors. Nicholas Michael Caruso. Tatiana Laura Chinitz with honors. Sydney Morgan Christensen with honors. Taylor Marie Clark. Candace Carmela Coca. Philip James Coker. Adela Amelia Coleman with honors. Elizabeth Sims Kaloyan. Maggie Cooper with honors. Alexis Ann Craighead. Jessica Ann Cramp with high honors. Savannah Lee Curry. Gianni Elia Daly. Nicholas John Dalton with high honors. Brooke Elizabeth Davis. Dallas Maureen Dukes. Tiffany Lynn Dwyer. Eric James Eggers. Jacob Nelson Fillingham with high honors. Solana Joe Forrest Bank. Amanda Marie Goldsmith. Abigail Beth Goosen. William Tyler Gordon. Carlin Althea Haas with high honors. Lindsay Rose Hagedorn. Gabrielle Evangeline Hartman with high honors. Elizabeth Ann Hensel with honors. Ian Ross Hollander with honors. Anna Sophie Hoppy. Kyla Nancy Isaacson with honors. Emma Catherine Jenkins. Joshua Allen Keller. Jennifer Amay Kester with honors. Grace Elizabeth Koziol. Andrew Scott Cubitt. Trevor Martin Lane. Cassandra Renee Lehman. Ivy K. Leet. Margaret Mary Lyons with high honors. Meredith Elizabeth McQueenie. Sophia Oliva Oaks McVitie with high honors. Leandra Marie Margolis. Madison Evelyn Matthews with honors. Patrick Walker May. Sawyer Wilson Wood. Jeffrey Jordan Michaelick with high honors. Emily Lauren Miner. Joan Faye Myers Mychesky. Katie Marie Palmer with high honors. Nicole Alexandra Pegg with high honors. Hannah Marie Plummer with honors. John Conrad Pritchard with high honors. Zachary Robert Raves. Abby Kathleen Rosato. Hayden Timothy Roski. Ryan William Schlase. Abigail Catherine Scott with honors. Michael Stephen Cerati. Melissa Ann Shaughnessy. Christina Ann Smith with honors. Michaela Maria Soldi. Alberto Sosa Parada. Shelby Lee Stegmeyer. Joseph Ezekiel, student with honors. Garnet Avis Battle Swain. Catherine Lily C. Duke Kanimoto Thornburg. Courtney Helen Tierney. Alec Henry Tober. Alyssa Renee Troxel with honors. Mishi Valentinova Vachev with high honors. Kyle Allen Vincent with honors. Jasmine Viercy. Brianna Antoinette Walker. Shannon Walsh. Elizabeth Faye Weatherup. Sarah Joan West. Macmillan Baxter Wheeler with high honors. Victoria Reed White. Elaine McKee Worth. Rebecca Love Campbell Woodburn with honors. Jonathan Andrew Zig with honors.
Men and women of Eckerd College, at the ceremony of lights on August 7, 2015, I handed you her refreshment Eckerd College medallions commemorating the beginning of your college career. And today we handed you your diplomas to end it. The first was a gift, the second was earned. Four years ago at your first ceremony as Eckerd College students, and yesterday we sang the inspiring words from Henry Emerson Fosdick's enduring hymn, "Give us wisdom, grant us courage for the facing of the hour." For the facing of the hour. Residential graduates and fellow students who've arrived at this glorious day by so many paths, we hope that your years at Eckerd College have prepared you for a life of ceaseless change, generous service, and moral courage for the facing of the hour. We will know by the lives you lead if we have succeeded. As you march off today to lives of imagination, service, and discovery, remember all those who helped you get to this great day. Your parents, spouses, lovers and loved ones, mentors and teachers, all your family of Eckerd faculty and staff and fellow students. Of course, in the end, what you will remember most of your experiences here will be the community you were part of. The very special community of learning, exploration, discussion, service, debate, good times and bad, full of deep and lasting friendships with extraordinary teachers and ardent learners. You are, as Dylan Thomas should have said, the boys and girls of summer and autumn beckons. So I say hail and farewell, the old Roman salute to you now. Hail to all the imagination and heart you bring to create the future. Farewell to your life here as students who have felt, I hope, not only well tutored, but well loved. We will miss you. Finally, remember this. Cardinal John Henry Newman's famous statement from the idea of a university. A university is an alma mater, knowing her children one by one, not a foundry or a mint or a treadmill. One by one, each student an individual, a handmade education, a school for nonconformists, residential, global, environmental, spiritual, personal, Eckerd College, whose future is now in your hands. After the recessional, we invite everyone to gather for a cool drink and a chance to say goodbye. Our revels are now ended. Will all please rise, and the bearer of the mace will do her duty.